Facebook has started allowing news organizations to publish stories directly to its site. It may not seem revolutionary, but it could be. It is now hosting content from 9 partners, including BuzzFeed, the New York Times, and NBC. Now, under the old model, when a Facebook user followed a link to a news story, it took them to a completely different website, and that means it took a lot of time. What's happening now is you have to think about it as stepping outside Facebook's walled garden. Now, the news system on Facebook's iPhone app will change everything. If you click on what Facebook calls an instant article, you see the whole thing without ever leaving Facebook. Sounds like a good deal for Facebook, doesn't it? Publishers can incorporate ads in those articles, keeping the revenue, or they can settle for ads served up by Facebook, which would take a share of the income. Joel Merritt is the co-founder and CEO of PlayBuzz, a website that focuses on viral content, and that way you're kind of similar to BuzzFeed. Why is this revolutionary, if you think it indeed is?
So I think it's very early to tell. This experiment has launched today, and because of Facebook's great footprint in the market and their big influence, when Facebook is starting something, it could have a lot of consequences for the entire ecosystem. But experience has shown that in the past, Facebook has launched a couple of experiments, and not all of them were proven successful. Those that benefited the ecosystem, that made sense for other publishers and for end users, survived and became part of the way Facebook does business. And those that didn't were diminished by Facebook themselves. So it's an experiment, and it's yet to be determined whether it really does resonate with end users and benefits the entire ecosystem.
When you say resonate with end users, how is this good for everybody involved? Because it still seems like a zero-sum game, that at this point in time, the publishers are capitulating and saying, look, without Facebook, we're just not going to get the same amount of eyeballs on our articles.
Sure. So Facebook is in a great position of power because it is by far the #1 most active source of web traffic for digital publishers, including CNN.com and many other traditional publishers. As a result, publishers are very much aligned and are trying to cooperate with what Facebook does. I think that Facebook is trying to solve an actual problem. Their justification that the solution will speed up the load time of articles is something that I personally don't relate to. I don't think that's the key problem. But I think that publishers' websites are still designed to serve the old-fashioned way of digital content consumption, in which a user goes to a website and reads a few articles. That is no longer the popular case. Today, most users consume content by going to Facebook, going to Twitter, going to other social media outlets, seeing their newsfeed, and then clicking on links. So, I think that Facebook is trying to encourage publishers to redesign their publication, their digital publications, in order to address this consumption pattern. And that is, I think, something very smart that is definitely overdue. Now it's down to the details. Will this solution of instant articles that they launched today truly answer this need or not? I think it's very early to tell. I think that it only launched a few hours ago. We've seen a couple of examples. I think that even Facebook themselves don't have a clear roadmap of exactly how it's going to turn out. We'll have to wait and see how it gets adopted by users, and if indeed it creates a favorable user experience. If it does, then by all means, it's good news for publishers and for the entire industry.
Yeah, we'll see. It's not exactly a social good at this point. As you said, Facebook wants to try and solve a problem, but they also want that revenue. We appreciate your time on this and your insights. Thank you so much. Now.